Week 1 of NFL football is in the books. I hate to say it, but what's football without injuries? The weekend wasn't flawless and a couple guys went down and might be out for some significant time. But what does it mean for your team's chance at a Super Bowl or for that fantasy pot at the end of the year? My name's Nnamdi, and this week's notebook is your Week 2 injury report. Now, the biggest injury came after Sunday Night Football when Dak Prescott of the Dallas Cowboys went out with a hand injury in the fourth quarter. Cowboys fans sat at the edge of their seats, and now we know Dak will miss 4 to 6 weeks and require surgery on his hand, but he will not have to go on the IR, meaning that that 4-week marker is a little realistic. The boys have the Bengals, New York Giants, Commanders, and Rams in the coming weeks, and Cooper Rush will have the task of being the man under center for America's team. But will he rise to the occasion? Chad, what do you think about that? No, I'm kidding. Now, the worst game of football ever played saw the injury of reigning Defensive Player of the Year, T.J. Watt. In this godforsaken matchup between Pittsburgh and Cincinnati, with 14 seconds left on the fourth, a blown play, T.J. Watt tosses the O-lineman and attempts to take down Burrow, causing him to come up grabbing his chest. It appears Watt has torn his pec, but he's avoiding to have surgery, missing about 6 weeks. Devin Bush and Miles Jack are really going to have to step it up, but maybe it's time for DeMarvin Leal, Steelers' 2022 third-round pick out of Texas A&M, to step into the spotlight for their weakening Steelers front seven. Now, I almost forgot to mention that this game also saw Bengals wide receiver T. Higgins go out in the second quarter with concussion concerns, and Steelers running back Najee Harris went out with a foot injury. While concerning at first, both of their respective coaches are confident for their Week 2 returns. If you're playing fantasy, though, I'd still be wary and maybe utilize your bench a little bit. Monday Night Football, we saw the return of Russ to Seattle and the reawakening of Geno Smith. But unfortunately, safety Jamal Adams was a victim to the injury bug after doing what he does best, blitzing. He blitzed Russell Westbrook, and this saw him hit the ground and leave the game on a cart, with what doctors are saying is a serious quad injury that will require surgery. Remember, the Seahawks traded Adams from the Jets for 2 firsts, a second, and Bradley McDougald. New York then turned those picks into Alijah Tucker and Garrett Wilson. Adams has been facing injuries during his tenure with Seattle, and you can now add this Monday night injury to the list. The Jets are definitely taking a sigh of relief as they ended up on the positive end of this trade. Hopefully, Adams can make a full recovery by the start of next season. All right, thank you for tuning into my notebook. After the break, Chad's going to break down the NASCAR playoff picture in the race at KCK, and Kristen has your WNBA playoff 2-minute warning.